Lights shift. Energy trembles. You have arrived at a moment rarely seen. I'm Shi Hing-ye, and today we stand on the edge of a portal, a subtle threshold vibrating with ancient force. On November 2nd, something changes. The numbers align. 111 appears, a sacred code in numerology pointing to awakening, new beginnings, alignment. It whispers, "Wake up. Remember who you are." Many speak of it in passing. Few feel its pulse deep within. In this next 48 hours, leading to the full moon on November 5th, the veil becomes thinner. It's a luminous window for inner shift, for transformation carried from the unseen into your daily life. In this video, you will learn 3 powerful teachings drawn from the temple tradition of Shaolin: discipline, presence, and mastery, applied directly to this unique portal moment. You will discover lesser-known insights from the warrior-monk path, how attention itself becomes a force, how body and breath hold gateways into new states, how release and activation move together in sacred rhythm, and you'll be guided through a simple yet profound practice to anchor this moment fully in your being. Watch until the end, because the final section brings a live invitation, an exercise you can do tonight that launches the change beyond this video, beyond this portal, into your life. Stay with me. This is more than theory, it is opportunity. Welcome to our channel Shaolin Soulfire. If this message touches something in you, subscribe now and join our journey of inner mastery together. Silence is not empty, it is full of direction. Today, your mind stands at a crossroad. The Shaolin masters teach that attention is not merely noticing, it is planting a seed. Where it falls, energy grows. Where it strays, it fades. Every thought, every glance, every intention is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. In this portal moment, the energy around you is heightened, subtle yet powerful. It listens, it responds. What you dwell upon now will echo far beyond these 48 hours. If your focus drifts to distractions, your alignment weakens like a bow left untended. But when you bring attention with deliberate calm, it sharpens the mind, steadies the heart, and opens a channel to higher awareness. The Shaolin principle is simple yet profound. Mastery begins with where you place your attention. In the temple, monks train for decades to refine this skill, yet the essence is the same for all of us: presence over chaos. Notice the pull of the mind and guide it gently back. It is not force but awareness that cultivates strength. During this window, subtle cues appear, thoughts that feel like ordinary whispers may carry guidance. A moment of stillness can reveal patterns unseen. The energy of the 11 halves portal amplifies these moments, making clarity luminous. Every choice of focus now is a choice of power, a step toward inner sovereignty or a surrender to the familiar currents of distraction. As you move through these hours, ask yourself quietly, where is my attention flowing? Am I scattering it across noise, or am I concentrating it like a blade, sharp and true? The answer will shape not only this portal experience, but the trajectory of your growth. The mind, when trained, becomes the ultimate instrument of transformation. Every movement carries thought. Every breath carries intention. The Shaolin masters teach that the body is not separate from the mind. It is the vessel through which awareness flows. True mastery begins in the body, where posture, rhythm, and breath converge into a living temple of presence. During this portal moment, the energy around you is subtle yet perceptible. It invites more than mental recognition, it calls for embodied attention. Standing, sitting, or walking, feel the weight of your body, the connection of your feet to the ground, the rise and fall of your chest with each breath. In these small, deliberate sensations, the portal's vibration can be felt not as a concept, but as living reality. In the Shaolin path, monks train for years to harmonize movement and mind. Their practice is not rigid, it is fluid, disciplined, and deeply attentive. Every posture carries awareness. Every inhalation and exhalation cultivates clarity. In this sacred window, aligning your physical presence magnifies the potency of your attention. Tension in the body becomes tension in the mind. Calm in the body becomes clarity in consciousness. Try to notice the rhythm of your breath now, without forcing it. Notice the subtle currents in your limbs, the gentle pulse at your temples. Let the body lead the mind into stillness. The portal energy flows through sensation, not thought alone. When posture, breath, and awareness converge, you enter a state where inner mastery is not a distant goal, it is immediate, alive, and accessible. This alignment is a quiet form of power. It is the discipline of presence, the art of noticing, the Shaolin wisdom that teaches the mind anchors where the body rests. In feeling fully, physically, you discover the bridge between the ephemeral and the tangible, between intention and manifestation. The body becomes the doorway, and through it, the energy of the portal can be fully received and integrated. Thoughts are seeds, and the mind is the soil. In this moment, the numbers align, and the vibration of 111 hums quietly beneath the surface, reminding you that every thought carries creation. It is not metaphor. It is a principle recognized by sages and seekers alike. What you dwell upon shapes your perception, your energy, and the subtle currents of reality around you. During the next 48 hours, this portal opens a rare field. The inner landscape becomes more malleable, more responsive to your attention. Emotions, ideas, and subtle impulses may rise unexpectedly, like winds stirring the surface of still water. Observing them without judgment, without chasing them, is the first act of mastery. Awareness itself becomes a tool of alignment, a mirror reflecting what is ready to emerge from within. The Shaolin teachings guide us here as well. Mindfulness is not merely watching, it is discerning. It is noticing which thoughts strengthen clarity and which feed distraction or fear. The warrior monk understands that the mind left unchecked is a restless soldier, scattering energy and weakening purpose. Through consistent awareness, the mind becomes an ally, a channel through which intention flows directly into manifestation. Now, the choice is subtle but profound. Remain in reactive patterns, allowing fear or habit to dictate the next hours, or consciously shift the inner narrative toward mastery, creativity, and presence. Each thought you nurture now becomes a stepping stone toward alignment or a tether to old cycles. The field responds to precision, not panic, to clarity, not confusion. Sit quietly. Observe the tone of your inner dialogue. Ask, am I feeding limitation or am I cultivating power? In this portal, mindfulness is not an exercise. It is the very fabric of creation, the silent force through which your inner world and outer reality meet, harmonize, and transform. Strength is quiet, patient, and relentless. The Shaolin masters teach that freedom is born from discipline, not from chaos. Each day, each small action, repeated with awareness, becomes a thread in the fabric of mastery. It is not the grand gesture that defines the path, but the consistent return to presence, posture, and breath. During this portal window, the energy amplifies the effects of your habits. Every pause, every deep inhale, every moment of mindful alignment becomes more potent than usual. Small anchors, like checking the stance of your body, slowing your breath, or simply noticing the mind's drift, create ripples that extend far beyond the immediate moment. These seemingly minor acts are the scaffolding of inner strength, silently reinforcing clarity, focus, and resilience. The Shaolin path teaches that mastery is cultivated in repetition. A monk does not wait for enlightenment to appear. He shapes it step by step through daily discipline. Likewise, in these hours, your inner terrain can be sculpted by attention and intentionality. Life will not pause or bend to desire, but the mind trained in steady, disciplined practice becomes the instrument through which transformation is achieved. Embrace this warrior monk mindset. Freedom is the reward of consistency. Do not expect dramatic change in a single moment. Instead, return again and again to small, deliberate acts. Let breath become a tether to presence. Let posture remind you of stability. Let pauses guide you into observation rather than reaction. Through this lens, the portal is not simply a fleeting alignment of external energies. It is a mirror reflecting the power you already hold. Discipline is not limitation, it is liberation. The mind that is trained, the body that is anchored, and the breath that is steady form an inner citadel. Here, mastery is not a distant ideal, but a living, breathing reality built one intentional act at a time. Light and shadow move together like two dancers circling in silence. The full moon on November 5 casts its illumination, revealing both what is ready to emerge and what must be released. The portal energy now converges with this lunar force, creating a rare window where activation and release coexist. One cannot fully step forward without honoring both. Shaolin teachings speak to this balance deeply. The warrior monk learns that progress is not a straight line nor a state of constant striving. Comfort and discomfort are both teachers. Stillness and movement are not opposites but complementary forces. To cultivate mastery, one must be willing to feel tension as it arises, to hold space for release while planting seeds of intention. Each moment becomes an invitation to inhabit duality consciously. In the next 48 hours, subtle guidance appears in unexpected forms. Old patterns may surface, restless thoughts, unresolved emotions, habitual reactions. These are signals, not obstacles. They mark what is ready to be shed. Simultaneously, the portal amplifies clarity, vision, and the spark of new possibilities. The energy is fertile for planting intentions that align with your highest self. True mastery lies in embracing both without resistance. Anchor yourself in deliberate practice, steady breath, mindful posture, quiet observation. As intention rises, release naturally follows. The two do not cancel each other, they strengthen one another. To hold only activation without letting go burdens the system. To release without intention leaves a void. In this delicate balance, wisdom manifests. You learn to move with the flow of energy rather than against it, to participate fully in transformation. The portal and the moon do not force change. They illuminate what is already ready within you. By leaning into this duality with awareness, the next 48 hours become a bridge, connecting endings and beginnings, the old and the new, into a harmonious path toward inner sovereignty. Beneath the surface of every thought, beneath the stories the mind tells, there lies a quiet presence, the essence of who you truly are. Shaolin philosophy, through the lens of Chan Buddhism, teaches that this essence is not something to grasp or achieve. It is already here, waiting for recognition. The portal energy now whispers an invitation to look beyond the masks, the titles, the habitual roles, and meet yourself directly. In these hours, ask gently, who am I beyond the roles I play? Beyond the expectations of others, beyond the identities I cling to? The answer is not in words, but in awareness itself. Observe the quality of your consciousness. Notice how it rests, how it moves, how it responds. This observation is the first step toward alignment with your higher self, the unchanging luminous center within. The Shaolin masters teach that discipline of the mind and body creates the conditions for this recognition. Breath that is steady, posture that is rooted, attention that is anchored, all become mirrors reflecting the inner nature. As you settle into this awareness, layers of distraction and attachment begin to dissolve. The portal amplifies this clarity, offering a rare opportunity to feel the resonance of your true self with heightened intensity. Connection with higher self is not an escape, it is mastery. It allows you to engage with the world from a place of integrity, calm, and presence. You move through challenges with balance, because the core within remains undisturbed. Each thought, each action carries the imprint of this alignment. In this moment, let the portal energy guide you inward. Do not search for answers in external events. Feel the quiet, steady pulse of your being. Let it reveal the depth, the wisdom, and the freedom that has always existed beyond the shifting identities of the mind. Here, in stillness and observation, true alignment begins. Time is more than hours and minutes. It is the canvas upon which consciousness paints its patterns. In this portal, the next 48 hours stretch with heightened potential, a sacred window where attention and intention carry extraordinary weight. Treat these hours not as ordinary, but as a concentrated opportunity to anchor presence and cultivate inner mastery. The Shaolin tradition teaches that practice is not confined to a hall of meditation or a training courtyard. The rhythm of living itself becomes the dojo. Every movement, every pause, Every choice to breathe with awareness is a thread in the fabric of discipline. In this portal, simple mini-rituals act as anchors. A deliberate pause between tasks, a few mindful steps taken with attention to each sensation, journaling thoughts that rise and fall, moments of silent reflection in the quiet of the body. These small acts, repeated and intentional, ground you in the flow of the present. Each anchor reinforces the connection to the inner self and to the energy of the portal. Breath becomes a tether, walking becomes meditation, writing becomes a dialogue with the deeper mind. The external world may rush and clamor, yet these deliberate acts create islands of clarity, moments where the inner terrain is stable, responsive, and fertile. Sacred time is not about grand gestures, it is about consistency, awareness, and deliberate presence. As the hours unfold, notice how these anchors shape perception and energy. The portal amplifies what you hold attention on. Through mindful practice, ordinary moments transform into thresholds of insight. By carrying the temple into daily life, by framing time intentionally, the next 48 hours become more than a passage. They become a deliberate bridge between inner wisdom and external expression. The discipline of small conscious acts becomes a living practice, weaving the extraordinary into the ordinary with subtle lasting power. Beneath the surface of ordinary awareness, subtle currents begin to move. The portal energy, merging with the illumination of the full moon, stirs the inner landscape. Emotions rise and fall like gentle waves. Memories surface, some forgotten, some persistent. Clarity may emerge in unexpected corners of the mind, while a sense of expansion stretches the edges of perception. These inner echoes are neither good nor bad, they simply are, and they are speaking. Shaolin wisdom teaches that the mind, when trained through long-term meditation, begins to process these currents differently. Automatic reactions lose their grip. Impulses that once scattered energy are met with awareness instead of reflex. The warrior monk observes first, acts second. The very act of watching, without judgment or interference, is a form of mastery. Observation becomes a mirror in which the self sees its patterns and rhythms, learning without resistance. During this portal, take time to notice these subtle shifts. Feel the rise of tension or the release of old heaviness. Watch the fleeting flashes of insight, the small impulses toward movement or stillness. Let them pass through awareness like clouds across a calm sky. Do not attempt to control them, but do not ignore them. Each observation strengthens the connection to the deeper self, cultivating discernment, patience, and inner steadiness. This moment is an invitation to witness, to listen, to refine. The energy of the portal magnifies sensitivity, revealing how thoughts, sensations, and emotions interact. Through quiet attention, you begin to map the terrain of your mind with clarity. The subtle becomes instructive. The unseen becomes guiding. And in simply observing these inner echoes, you practice the art of mastery, not by forcing change, but by becoming fully attuned to the unfolding of your own consciousness. The portal is not a permanent doorway. It opens, flows, and eventually closes. Its energy is fleeting, yet the transformation it offers can endure if it is integrated, embodied, and carried forward into the rhythm of daily life. Shaolin wisdom reminds us that mastery is not born from isolated moments of insight or dramatic awakenings. True mastery is woven into the way we move, breathe, and act each day. As the portal begins to wane, attention turns inward. What impressions remain? Which insights have resonated deeply? Each shift, no matter how subtle, contains a lesson that can shape the trajectory of life beyond these hours. Integration requires intentionality, holding awareness of the experiences, anchoring them through reflection, and allowing the body and mind to absorb the change naturally. Posture, breath, and conscious action become carriers of this inner work, transforming abstract insight into lived reality. This is the moment to ask, what will I carry forward? Which inner promise will I honor? Perhaps it is a commitment to remain present in moments of stress, to observe rather than react, to cultivate clarity amid chaos, or to protect the space of stillness within. Each choice strengthens the bridge between the energy of the portal and the practice of life. Shaolin practice teaches that every day is an opportunity to live the principles discovered in heightened moments. Small, consistent actions, anchored in awareness and discipline, compound over time, embedding transformation into the very structure of being. The portal has illuminated potential, but it is through embodiment that potential becomes reality. As the window closes, allow its influence to settle into your posture, your rhythm, and your breath. Let the insights become habitual, let the promises become guiding principles. The power of this moment is not in the portal itself, but in the life it inspires afterward, the disciplined, conscious, and awake life that continues long after the energies fade. As this portal closes, remember that its true power lies not in the moment itself, but in what you choose to carry forward. The energy you have experienced, the heightened awareness, the subtle shifts, the alignment of mind, body, and breath is a seed. How you nurture it through daily attention, consistent practice, and conscious action determines the growth that follows. Shaolin wisdom teaches that mastery is lived, not observed. Every breath, every step, every pause can become a reflection of this awareness. The discipline of small intentional acts, the practice of noticing without judgment, and the courage to release what no longer serves you, these are the tools that transform insight into sustainable change. As you move beyond this portal, invite these lessons into your ordinary life. Let your attention be deliberate, your posture steady, your breath a tether to presence. Watch your thoughts, guide them with intention, and carry forward the inner promises you made to yourself. In this way, the clarity and power of the 11 halves portal and the approaching full moon become more than fleeting energy. They become a foundation for lasting personal mastery. Let this experience remind you, transformation is subtle, gradual, and cumulative. Each mindful choice, each moment of awareness, strengthens the inner citadel you are building. Approach life with calm, disciplined presence, and allow the ripple of this portal to continue shaping your path in profound ways. If this journey has resonated with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Shaolin Soulfire, so you can continue walking the path of inner mastery with us. Carry this awareness gently, live it fully, and let each day become a reflection of the practice you have begun here. Peace and clarity guide you forward.